People, deluded. I'm back again. I'm lost for words. Even by Arsenal standards, yeah, this Bruno Guimaraes thing has been what dragged out saga, and it's happened. Eze took long, Zubimendi took long, Gyökeres took long. There's many other examples, even failed pursuits of Mikhail Mudryk and Caicedo. And I understand all the isms and schisms and the mechanics and the moving parts and the parties you have to deal with when you're signing players and all of that kind of stuff, but on the 8th of July, people, initially it came out by David Ornstein that we informed Newcastle, well, Bruno informed Newcastle of his wish to leave. And on the 5th of August, give or take, just a couple of days short of a month, finally, and I know people, I know every update, we've been monitoring, we've been scouting, we've been talking with advisors, a lot of bids going in, there's verbal agreements, there's verbal offers, no verbal offers have been placed, there's no official communication. Reality is we'll never know. But in just under a month, people, on the 5th of August, it feels like pending a medical, we can finally put this stuff to bed. And now we can talk about, is it Bruno Guimaraes and Rice? Is it Lewis Skelly and Rice? Is it Rice and Zubimendi? How does Bruno tie into all of these players? What does Bruno give us, people? Also, on the topic of that, yeah, by the time this video comes out, you would see probably a video scheduled to come out on my channel where I spoke about exactly that, people, what Bruno brings for us, the knock-on effects, the pros, the cons, the good, the bad, and the ugly. And it's annoying, yeah, because there's a couple of, I'm always trying to give you the best in it. There's a couple of other bits and pieces that I've seen, obviously, that I never had I wasn't privy to when I was doing my research for the video. But yeah, man, I was out up night grafting to get that one done for you. So please check that out and turn on your notification bells. But Romano has said, breaking, Guimaraes to Arsenal, here we go. Agreement in place with Newcastle after long talks and personal terms in place with Bruno since July. Fee worth between 75 million. New midfielder for Mikel Arteta and Arsenal and the Arsenal fans. We got the best midfield in the Prem. I can't lie, especially if Rodri cuts. Like, obviously, Rodri's the best midfielder, I think, in the Prem. But collective options, blood, no one can talk to us. People will pray to have a one Bruno Guimaraes, a one Zubimendi, one Lewis Skelly, one Declan Rice. We've got all of them. All can play as sixes. All can offer stuff to the final third. Mikel Arteta, go and cook your madness and your magic. I'm happy with this. Again, we've come a long way. Clearly, whatever Berta and Arteta and all of them people involved did worked because Newcastle are tough negotiators. They've let Sandro Tonali leave for 100 million and Anthony Gordon went and you throw in Isaac. They've got a rebuild and da-da-da-da-da. I think 75 is more than fair. I thought it would have pushed to 80, 85. Now, granted, a lot of these things, we don't really know what's going on, but it's just happy we got our man. And I like, obviously we're not Man United, but you see a couple moves like this, yeah, it feels like one, this is how you retain the Premier League. You up the levels. And now I think I'm sorted in defense, give or take, because obviously we need another defender in Saliba's absence, but our collective options in defense, solid. Everyone who can play in defense, innit? Hincapié, Calafiori, Miles Lewis Skelly, Mascara, Benjamin White, William Saliba, Gabriel Magalhaes, Jurien Timber, big up David Raya. We're cool there. Midfield, I've said all of them names. Obviously, up front, we need a new lick of paint and things, but you get the point. I'm happy about this. I'm not going to lie, man. And it reminds me of the Man United stuff because Man United, Ferguson bought players from all over, but a big part as to why he kept his dynasty, he kept doing the best of the rest in the Premier League, kept cherry picking a couple Premier League players. Now, I'm not suggesting with that, but, we did that with Rice. Look where it got us. We've done that with Eze. It's done all right. We're doing it with not Gyökeres. I know he technically was at Brighton. I meant to say Bruno Guimaraes, people. So it makes sense. And also, yeah, away from the Declan Rice we saw at West Ham, what he's did at Arsenal, how he's involved, the leadership qualities of Declan Rice. We're taking leaders from other teams. Like, this is a Newcastle, well, he's not anymore, is he, mate? But he's Newcastle captain. We all know he helped them win a trophy. We all know what Bruno means. Bruno, you was a bit of a twat against us when you used to play against us, but it's all cool now, man. And 75 million, I'm here for it. David Ornstein initially said Newcastle to sanction 75 million sale of Bruno Guimaraes to Arsenal. So again, it's now we can finally put this to bed. We were told it was going to be done on Monday. It still isn't done, and it is pending medical. You never know, the spanners in the works there. But on this Wednesday, it feels like it's going in the right direction. And you would imagine Mikel Arteta is going to be asked about this, after the Real Betis game, regardless of what happens there. We will be doing a watch along for that, so make sure you're there. Newcastle are set to sanction the sale of Bruno Guimaraes to Arsenal in a deal worth 75 million. Now, I know Newcastle fans won't be happy because Eddie Howe's left, their key captain and a player they love, Bruno's left. They had a tough season, and now it's a bit of a changing of a guard. But I think when you look back, all parties are happy. This can kind of mark the rebuild for Newcastle under their new manager and the new kind of regime and the players they're going for. Arsenal obviously got a player that helps us. Bruno Guimaraes has got a move that he wanted. And also, if I was a Newcastle fan, obviously, beyond the obvious reasons, I would have rather have kept Bruno at Newcastle and then let him go next summer where you probably would have made a bit less. But when you remove your emotions and actually the footballing aspect, bro, the man's 28. The man's 28 with 2 years left on his deal. This is the best time to sell him. So everyone's kind of a winner in that regard. Arsenal started negotiations at a significantly lower fee than obviously the agreed 75 million, while Newcastle wanted a larger figure. But the clubs are set to reach a compromise to allow the 28-year-old to seal his desired move to North London. You don't want Gabriel Jesus, Reece Nelson, Fabio Vieira. We've got things for you, man. Guimaraes' former club, Lyon, are entitled to 20% of Newcastle's profit on the midfielder and will earn 6 to 7 million from the deal. The Athletic reported on Tuesday that Arsenal and Newcastle were nearing a full agreement over the transfer of the midfielder, who was in Spain for his club's pre-season camp, but awaiting permission to undergo a medical with Premier League champions Arsenal. As the Athletic reported in early July, Guimaraes informed Newcastle of his desire to leave and move to North London, with Arsenal initially expressing a willingness to pay up to 60 million. I think they mean for not all the Brazil international. So we paid 15 million more than we would have liked. You get a couple of these meaty players on our books gone, it pays for itself. This followed a verbal bid worth below 60 million from Arsenal, which was rebuffed by Newcastle, who had maintained they would not be entertaining offers for the player. I wonder how that Luke Edwards fella feels. Guimaraes has 2 years left on his Newcastle contract, having signed a 5-year deal in October 2023. Guimaraes' impending departure will be the latest high-profile exit from Newcastle this summer, as Eddie Howe's gone, Anthony Gordon's gone, Sandro Tonali's gone, Isaac went last summer. So yeah, man, I think Newcastle will be back in it. And you know, you look at, I think defensively could be a red flag for Bruno, but then when I mean red flag, it's like he's probably not as good as we make him out to be in that regards. Check out the video I got coming out. But on top of the obvious, you want to see stuff like this. No player in Eddie Howe's side made more line-breaking passes per 90 minutes in the Premier League. This is what you want to hear. He's got bravery on the ball. I'm on all of that. I'm on all of that, people. Sammy Motbell said we're set to sign the Newcastle captain. A full agreement is now in place. Guimaraes is awaiting for permission to leave Newcastle's training base in Spain to finalise formalities to the Emirates. Don't even worry. Big up the Irish. But don't even worry about coming to Dublin, Guimaraes. Just forward to London. Dot I's, cross T's. We'll see you on Sunday against Borussia Dortmund. So it's interesting. Arsenal push for Bruno Guimaraes is well timed. Their summer starts here. I mean, I love that title from my guy Art de Roche, man. Hand of Arsenal did say initially that, you know, we're set to confirm him today. And apparently, you know, he's having a bit of a joke here. Have we made contact? Who knows, people? Bruno won more duels and more fouls than any other Premier League player across the last 3 seasons. He is the only midfielder in the Premier League with 200 plus duels won, possession won, tackles, fouls won. He's also had 40 Premier League goal involvements in that time. 21 goals, 19 assists. That's good. Vinicius Jr. We also heard Wednesday was a big day for him, and hopefully Bruno isn't the last Brazilian to enter in this club in the 2026 summer window. This journalist is saying Real sat down with Vinicius Jr. agents a while ago and let them know that although they wanted him to stay, they would facilitate a sale if his plan was to leave, mainly to avoid him going for free in 2027. How? By offering them a share of the transfer fee. If Arsenal is willing to pay 150 million euros for Vinicius, Real Madrid would be willing to give a percentage to smooth the way for a departure. It's a win-win-win. Vini gets a signing bonus. Real Madrid doesn't lose a player for nothing. Arsenal signs a star before having to battle for him as a free agent. So what do we make of that? That's an interesting theory, people. And obviously, as an Arsenal fan, it's Arsenal positive, so you want to choose to believe it. But what do we genuinely believe of that? Allegedly, Jose Mourinho has personally called Vinicius after the World Cup. He told him he'll be a key player. Apparently, their relationship is very good. Vini Jr. scheduled today. Arrive at training with his agent. 10 a.m. he'll start training with the team. 11 a.m. a meeting is scheduled between his agents and the club people. So that's about an hour and a half away at the time of making this vid. James Bain just said there are several suitors for Gabriel Martinelli. Roma and Juventus are understood to be among a number of Serie A clubs who hold an interest. While Fenerbahce are also monitoring events, according to CBS Sports sources, Martinelli, however, will not push for any move. Real Madrid had previously told Vini's agents that although they wanted to stay, they would facilitate a sale if his plan was to leave by offering them a share of the transfer fee to avoid him leaving for free in 2027. So I think we've seen that. Another journalist has said Vini Jr has rejected Real Madrid's latest offer of 22 million euros on a contract until 2031. The offer was sent 2 weeks ago and it was rejected. However, the club is not giving up and they will try again in a direct meeting tomorrow. This meeting will be decisive. I'm braced for him to renew his contract at Real Madrid. Let's do whatever else needs to be done. Meeting between Real and Vini for his renewal has already started, according to this journalist, people. And once again, the relationship between him and Jose Mourinho is said to be good. So it's all starting to heat up now, ain't it? Always